Happy Monday. How is it going? How is everybody doing? Welcome, team. Come on in. Come on in. Welcome to our Monday night time together. We're going to spend a little time today just getting a little training session in and doing a little teaching, doing a little talking. So come on in. I'm waiting for some members of my team to come in. While you're coming in, if you want to grab yourself a pen, a piece of paper, some water, just in case you want to take notes while we're sitting here. I won't be here long, but I definitely want to get through some of the things that I would like to talk about tonight. And I do have my notes that I'm going to be referencing just so that I can stay on task. I got some little bullet points so I don't get so sidetracked because me and my attention span sometimes we can start going north, south, east, and west. So come on in, get yourself together. Welcome to the Powerhouse Glam Bosses Monday night training. How is everyone doing? How is the start of your week going? Um, Come on in, come on in, come on in. I am typically here on Monday nights at 8:30 for my team training. I will also be uploading my training videos onto YouTube. Um, so that is a part of this whole training series and just different little videos with tidbits and nuggets of information that I like to get out. I do a lot of brainstorming. I do have my accountability partners that I'm constantly in communication with about my business, about progressing in my business, progressing as a woman, a human being, and all of those things. And sometimes I just want to be able to pour those things into my team and pour them into other individuals, other women, and you can use them however it is that you best see fit. Some of this stuff you may have heard before, some of it maybe you haven't heard before. Some of it, maybe you've heard it before and you haven't actually put it into practice. And sometimes it just takes hearing information from different individuals from different points of view that sometimes we get that aha moment and we finally get it. So we're going to go ahead and get started here. I definitely am a stickler for being punctual. So, in order to stay true to that, I'm going to go ahead and get started. Let me start by first introducing myself. My name is Ventrese Harvey Ontun Banjo. I am the owner of glamaroustitijewels. I am an independent paparazzi consultant where I am currently at the rank of director. There are currently 9 members on my team. I am definitely looking to continuously grow and get bigger. I say that I'm going to be taking over the South. Um, that's my plan. That's my mission. So if you are someone who is watching this video, whether it is on YouTube and you are catching the replay, or whether you're on Facebook and you're catching the replay, if you've been thinking about paparazzi, or if you've been thinking about starting a home-based business and you're not quite sure what it is that you want to do, hit me up. I'll have all of my information in the comments or the bar below. So you'll be able to reach me via messenger or via email, however it is. And if you have any questions, I will be glad to answer them for you. I am not an authority or a guru on anything when it comes to finances, when it comes to taxes, when it comes to business, when it comes to paparazzi. I am a guru on what it is that I have been through, on where it is that I am going, and the things that I have accomplished since I have been in this paparazzi business. So that I am a guru on. So you can take what I say to heart. You can take what I say with a grain of salt. But I just feel that sometimes we have information that's on the inside of us, and it's there's nothing to pouring into another individual. So tonight specifically, the theme of tonight um, is about gaining clarity on what your specific financial goals are, as it pertains to you. And I am going to qualify everything to the paparazzi business because that is my business. I don't have any other business. I am not like a serial entrepreneurial type person that I've done this type of business and I've done that type of business. That's not me. I've always worked in the legal field in corporate America. Hey, how's it going? It just says Facebook user hi. Who is that? Let me hold on. I want to see what is going on. Hi, who is there? I just want to see who is that saying hi to me. So, I mean, in so many aspects of our lives, just not this business, we have a tendency to, who is it saying hi? Oh, that's Miss Sandra. Hey, Miss Sandra. I don't know why it just says Facebook user on the screen here, but I see you here. So, I'm just going to go ahead and get started with this training. If you want to grab a pen and a piece of paper, please do so because some of the material that I'm going to I see it now, like it just says Facebook user is really weird. Like there's some covert person here watching me. But welcome in, Sandra. Sandra is a member of my Powerhouse Land Bosses team. But as you get into this business, you may start to look around. You'll start to watch different consultants who are successful in this business. They've been in it for a short period of time or they've been in it for a long period of time, and you find yourself watching what they're doing in their business. You're watching their following, you're watching their live videos, you're watching them tell their stories and all of those kinds of things, and you're looking at it and some people are looking at it like in awe, and they're getting distracted by what they see someone else accomplishing, and they allow that to somehow diminish what their abilities in achieving their own level of success is. And I just want to be here to talk to you and give you some tips and some tricks and some pointers on how not to do that, because everybody's walk is their own walk. Everybody's journey is their journey. Whether or not you believe in God or not, that's not what I'm here for. I do, and my saying is what God has for you is what He has for you. What He has for me is what He has for me, and we all achieve whatever it is that we're working towards. We achieve those things at different times and at a different pace, right? Because we're all running our own race. So don't get distracted, especially in this business, by watching the successes or if there are any failures of anybody else. Like you have to pour and concentrate all of your energy um, your let me stop these notifications. You have to put all of those energies into what it is that you're doing, what it is that I have to put my energies and focus on what I am doing for my business, for myself. And I have to stop being distracted by someone else's success and start creating my own success. And you may say, well, how do you do that? Like you allow other people to inspire you. Like you take what they say, you take little bits and pieces, you use it as inspiration, you use it as fuel, you use it as motivation, but don't use it as a tool of distraction, right? We got to erase and take away those tools of distraction, erase all of those things from our mind, from our heart, from what we've seen, like, right? Because you too, everyone who is watching me and you are in the sound of my voice, you too are capable of reaching that same kind of success or better. The point is, you can't stop, you can't quit, you can't give up, you can't become deflated. Like we all run into stumbling blocks, whether it's in life and business, period, because God didn't promise that everything would, just be all hunky dory and, for the rest of our life, whatever. But He did give us enough to hey Sandra, to be able to deal with the things that come our way. For my team members, I will be uploading these training videos onto YouTube. You have our private team page. If you have anyone that you would like to talk, give them information about the business, and maybe you don't feel comfortable talking to them, and you just want them to gain as much information as they possibly can about the business, please direct them to my YouTube channel, because they can't get on our private team page. But the YouTube videos are public, and anybody can get on there and watch them at any time. So, when we're talking about our own personal successes in this business as it pertains to Paparazzi Accessories, because that's the business that I am. The name of my business is, I'm the owner of glamaroustitijewels, like I said, but I'm also the leader as a director of the Team Powerhouse Glam Bosses. But we're largely based out of Houston, Texas, but that does not mean anything. If you're within the continental US, Guam, Alaska, um, not Alaska, but Guam. We also have consultants there. We can ship there and sell our jewelry there. We're just not international. And I don't know if they ever will be. I have no clue about anything like that. It'd be pretty cool because I have a lot of family and friends in the UK. And so that would be really awesome if they bust open into the international market. But I will be referencing my notes just so that I can stay on task. And if you are going along with me while you're watching this video, then you can be taking those notes and making your little bullet points as well. And you have something to refer back um, to um, to keep you motivated, to keep you inspired, or if it's something that you think that you don't need, then you can just scratch that out and go on about your business. But I want to quickly go over the 3 steps to gain clarity for what your financial goals may be for your business. The first thing, and this is what I think about, and I'm going to personalize everything to my own experience, because again, I'm not the authority on paparazzi accessories, and I'm not the guru on finances or anything like that. I am the authority on my walk, on my journey, and the things that I have done since I have been in this business in less than a year's time. So those are the things that I can pour into you. The first thing of these 3 steps to gain clarity for what your financial goals are, period, as it pertains to paparazzi accessories and this business venture that you have chartered upon, is ask yourself, what is it that you want? Why is it that you joined this business? Was it to get a tax break in owning a home business? I'm not a tax professional, but there are huge tax benefits to having a home based business. If you are someone who is retired, if you're someone, you're not retired, but the kids have left the home, or you have a certain amount of income and you need something to combat and help you out in that situation, a home based business is an excellent tax advantage for you. And there's no better business to be in for me other than paparazzi accessories. You know, like, yeah. Sandra, if you're still watching, can you tell Joni that I am on the team page and the video is going? She's texting me on my phone asking me about the team training, and let her know that I'm on. So ask yourself what it is that you want for your business. What are your goals as it pertains to this business? What are your small goals, your intermediary goals, and your huge goals? I am someone who likes to think big. Those scary things that some people may be afraid to think, and it's like, oh, what? That's not going to happen. That's not me. Like, I'm thinking outside of the box. Thinking about going up, up, and up. But let me briefly tell you, when I started this business, thank you, Sandra. When I started this business, I didn't even have a why. I, I take that back. My why was I just love the jewelry. I mean, that was my why. I didn't have a financial need to join the business. I know I hear a lot of stories of consultants. One of the leaders in this organization, she started because she wanted to buy some tires for her car. That's all she wanted. And she has since retired from her job, and she's doing paparazzi full time. So I didn't have a why. I had a great job. Like, by all accounts, everything is going great. And then I started watching this lady who's selling jewelry, and I'm like, what is this about? I started watching her on YouTube. And again, I am someone who I was social media dumb. You understand what I'm saying? Social media dumb. I had a Facebook page that was basically bare bones. I had an Instagram account that I don't even know like why I got an Instagram account. Don't even ask me. I was a huge YouTube viewer. I was heavily into watching makeup videos, right? And I had it in my mind that when I retired at 50, that I was working my way to start making YouTube videos because I love makeup. I have a huge makeup collection, and I had this obsession with makeup. I'm like, well, for women of a certain age and a certain gray hair level, that I would start making videos for women who are within my age range or whatever the case may be. So that's what I had in my mind because I'm getting closer to 50. So I'm like, I'm retiring from somebody else's job by the time I'm 50. I'm not going to work as hard and all of that. So when I saw this lady and I started following her on Instagram, and she's my upline now. I started buying all this jewelry, and every Friday she goes live every Friday, and like I'm ready. Don't want to go hang out with anybody. I'm telling my husband if he wants to go eat dinner on a Friday night, I'm like, you know, you got to hurry up because I got to go watch my show because that's what I felt like it was when I watched this live show of this lady selling the jewelry. So I did that for about a month or so, and I was spending a lot of money, and it didn't bother me because I love my packages coming. I love the jewelry and all that kind of stuff. So one day I reached out to her and I told her, I just tell me about this business. And because what happened was I counted her money one day. I counted all the $5. I counted all the eyes that were watching her. Right. I knew how much money I was spending. And then I was seeing the same faces that was coming back every Friday night and they were spending tons of money too. So I started to get smart. I started saying, let me ask some questions. So I did. And I told her to give me some time to do some more research. And that's what I did. She told me I can get the jewelry for $2.75 and not pay $5 for it. And I was like, what? And for those of you who do not know, the retail price of our fabulous jewelry is $2.75. I mean, the wholesale price is $2.75, and we resell it at the retail price of $5, whereby we gain a 45% profit. And that 45% profit is huge in direct sales. Huge, huge, huge. Paparazzi also gives you a free website. So whether or not you buy the inventory and you flip your product, or whether or not you send your customers to your corporate website that they give you the moment you sign up, you gain the same 45% commission. There is no differential between you selling it and getting your percentage and the company selling it and shipping it and you getting the percentage. So when I put all of those factors together, I did my little research on the company and I said, okay, my first thought was I didn't even have a thought. I'm just being completely honest and transparent. I was just thinking, oh, I can get it for $2.75. And I'm like, well, I'm a people person, but I'm not a people person. I'm in management, but I only, deal with people because I'm in that role. But outside of that role, when I go home, I'm pretty much a homebody and things like that. And I'm like, I started following her. She would have her her live on Instagram, and then she would go over to Facebook. And I was so dumb about social media, I didn't even know that people were putting live videos out on Facebook. Like that's how detached I was from social media. So you take that from April of last year to now, I have over 500 followers on my business page that I started from scratch in May of last year because I was coming from nowhere. Excuse me. I was coming from nowhere. I was coming from not being a force on social media, not, doing all the connection with family and friends and all that kind of stuff. So I just started from scratch and I started building my page. So when I think about what my why was, I didn't have a why in the beginning, but my why quickly changed when I started listening and applying those things that I was listening and learning. I started listening to those individuals who had already become successful in this business, right? I didn't want to listen to someone who was on the same level with me because they're not where I ultimately want to be. So I started following, I started listening to my upline, I started plugging myself in. And that is the thing about anything that anybody is telling you and training you. It's one thing to listen, it's, to hear, and you say, yeah, 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 you have the cheerleader mentality and you like, this is great bits of information. It's something altogether different when you start to put that information that you've heard, that you've learned, when you started to put it into action. And I did those things simultaneously with each other. In less than 2 months from, I didn't go live because I was petrified. I signed up in April, on April 13th of last year. I didn't go live until Memorial Day. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't know what, if I had bitten off more than I can chew. I was petrified because talking, I was like, this is so weird, like coming on and talking to the camera and all that kind of stuff. But I put it out there. I, I put a post on my page, and I had to commit to what I was doing. I went live on Memorial Day Eve, every hour on the hour for 12 hours. And I put it out there in the universe. And I had to be consistent. I had to stay true to my word. And why did I pick such a big thing to do? Like my first time going live on social media and all that kind of stuff. I don't know why, but I did it and it worked. So from April the 13th, when I signed up, to Memorial Day, all I was doing was growing my inventory. I knew that I wanted to make money in this business, but I also knew that in order for me to make money, that I had to have the product, right? I cannot come out here and say I want to make $500 a month and only have 100 pieces of jewelry, because not everybody is going to be interested in that 100 pieces of jewelry. So I hit the ground running hard. I have poured every dollar that I have made from sales back into my inventory. I have reinvested every dime that I have made since I've been a paparazzi consultant back into reinvesting and upping my product. That's why I'm not building a jewelry museum. The goal is to get everything sold, but in order for me to have something to sell to my customers, I have to have the product. So I'm someone who, when I say ask yourself what it is that you want, I didn't even know what I wanted. I didn't know anything about ranks. I didn't know anything about life of the party. I hit life of the party in 6 to 7 weeks before convention of last year, and I've already hit gold in this Papa year, which is huge. There are people in this company who have been in much longer who have not even hit this milestone. I know that I'm going to hit platinum. I'm secretly going for diamonds. So I'm just, I do those big, scary things. But all of those are huge advantages for me and my business, my team to be able to grow and things like that. I do not think small, I think big on in everything. And my motto is, if I can go out there and work on somebody else's job and work and, put my all into being the best that I can be on somebody else's job, then I can do that same thing for myself. So, like I said, I'm already at goals. My why went from being nothing to being full fledged. I want to leave a legacy for my grandkids, the ones that I know and the ones that I don't know yet, right? I want to leave something for my kids. I want to show my daughter how to become a boss, not just a boss on somebody else's job, but a boss for herself, working for herself, earning her own money, building a financial future for herself and her future children to come, right? I want to show my sons that strength, right? I want to, while my mama is here, I want to give her her flowers while she's here. And I want to give her flowers in abundance. I want to be able to travel with her. I want to be able to take her to places. I want to be able to get her out of her shell and her comfort zone. I want to do all of those things in the presence of the people that I love the most. And most importantly, when God says it's time for me to go home, I want to leave them something, right? And not just something from a financial standpoint, but from the standpoint that I got out of my own way, right? That I made a decision that, like, I'm just as good as the next person. How is it that there are people out there in this business that are making six figures that have access to and are selling the same exact jewelry that I have access to and that you see behind me, no, there's no way I'm not going to listen to what it is that they have to say and emulate, right? Out of respect, what it is that they're doing, because the blueprint in this business has already been made for us. I'm going to follow it to the T, and I am not going to leave any stone unturned. So that is one of the most important steps. And there are many steps. I'm just going to give you three. Find out what your why is. Hold on to it. And as you grow in your business, as in anything, when you grow in life, your why is going to constantly change as you grow and you get to a certain place. It's just like your weight, like, right, when you get to a certain place and you're trying to lose weight and then you plateau, you got to do something. You got to shake it up. You got to, you got to move a little different to kick that metabolism into gear. That's what you have to do with your business. The big why may not change, but how those steps and those moves that you're making to take to get there, they will, and you can be successful. Don't get distracted by somebody else's success. Pour that stuff inward. Look at yourself in the mirror, and you are no different than that elite leader that is already out there making six figures. You just haven't made yours yet. That's what I say about me. I just ain't made mine yet, but I'm coming. And I pray by the time I'm six figures that, they seven or eight or nine figures. Like, that's how my mind think, because I'm coming behind you. I'm hot on your tails. That's how I look at it. Hold on to what your why is, what your financial reasons are. If your financial reasons for getting into the business is you just love the jewelry and you just want to get your pieces for $2.75, then if you are doing that and that's what your thing is, then that's, you signed up. And you got the $99 kit and you're just buying your pieces for $2.75 a month. If you are getting in this business because you want to bring a little extra money into the house, maybe your why currently is you just want to be able to make that mortgage payment, or you want to be able to make that insurance payment, or pay the light bill, the water bill, cable bill, whatever it is. You got to have a plan on what it is. Like, it can't be haphazard. You can't just say, I hope to sell. If you know what, if your cable bill is $100, you can't say, I hope to sell 20 pieces so that I can get $100 to pay my cable bill. You got to go out there and sell 20 pieces to get that $100 to pay that cable bill. And better than that, you got to have 20 pieces to sell in order to get that $100. It's not just going to happen because you say that this is what you want. That's just you leaving it to chance, right? You can't. You got to, like, if you're a cook, you know, like, I probably use a lot of food analogies or whatever, but you got to season your food, right? You're not just going to boil some water, throw some rice in a pot, and then serve it to somebody. You're going to put some flavor in it. You're going to do something to it. That's what you have to do in your business. It's not just going to happen. In order to make the money for whatever your why is, whether your why is a small why or whether your why is a big why, you have to have a plan of action and know what that why is. My why right now, and I'm just using this as an example, the cable bill. My why is to pay $100 a month on my cable bill. In order for me to do that, I have to have a minimum of 20 pieces to sell. A minimum. And it's a minimum because if all you got is those 20 pieces that you need to sell in order to get that money, the people that you're trying to sell it to may not like those 20 pieces. So you have to have at least double that, right? To make sure that you can sell those 20 pieces. You got to have at least 40. And the only way that you can do that is by constantly reinvesting in your business in order to get the money. And a lot of times people don't get that in their head. They're looking at the amount of money that somebody else is making. They're looking at the amount of attention by their customers and the people that are on their pages and things like that. They're just looking at the outside of it. They're not looking at the inside of it. In order, if somebody went on a live and they made $3,000, they had $3,000 worth of inventory to sell. You can't hope for it. You can't wish for it. You can't just sit there and wait for it. The only way you can make money in this business, or any business for that matter, if it sells, is if you have that product to sell. So we have to, remember what your why is. If it's a small why, if it's a medium sized why, a big why. All of your little steps that you're making should be going towards getting you to what your ultimate big why is. Mine is to leave a legacy for my daughter, my granddaughters, my children. But women, we gotta look out for each other and train backwards. So that's something that I'm extremely passionate about. um, just think about what your goals are and what your why is, and just go after it, go for it. Hey Sandra, how you doing? If you have any questions, you can ask them. I have a second device that I'm looking at, trying to keep up with, as my team is on. I hope Joni can get on and find us. um, the other thing, the second step to gaining clarity of what your financial goal is in this business, is assessing your needs. And I briefly just touched on that. When is, do you even have enough inventory to get to where you want to be, right? If you look at this board behind me, and we went and we took 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, $35 for each one of these pieces, you can see that I can make a good amount of money with this jewelry that I have behind me. And someday soon, all of this is gonna be gone, and it's gonna be replaced with other pieces that are coming in, because I'm gonna continue to grow my customer base. She's having trouble getting on. Um, that these I'm going to get constantly attract new customers. I also have a personal website, so whether it's Facebook Live, whether I'm going live on Instagram, YouTube, or whatever the case may be, there are multiple avenues where a potential customer can find me. That's also key. I will be touching on that on some other videos coming up. But you got to have multiple funnels, multiple ways of your customers being able to reach you. You take these big box stores like Walmart, um, Target. You can go in the store, you can order online. There may be a Target on this side of town, that side of town, whatever the case may be. But you've got to have a larger reach. You cannot rely on one funnel of in or source for you to be able to sell your jewelry. There is no way. I go live twice a week, and there is no way me going live twice a week for a couple of hours on each of those days that I can possibly show everything that is coming in to me. There isn't. That's the purpose of my website. Everything that is here in my in-home boutique is on my personal website. This is separate and apart from the corporate website that Paparazzi gives you. Hey, Joni, I'm glad you're here. It's separate and apart from the website that Paparazzi gives you. And I would wholly suggest for anyone, if you are on my team and you're thinking about it, stop thinking about it and do it. You need a website. You need for as many people as possible to get their eyes on your product, because you can make money when you sleep. Me, I make money when I'm asleep. This little phone, my phone goes off at 9:45, the little silent mode or whatever the case may be. But when I wake up in the morning, some mornings, not every morning, like it ain't coming in like that. I'm praying for it to come in like that. But I wake up a lot of mornings. I either have a Facebook message, somebody has taken screenshots of pieces that they want, or they have been up while I'm asleep, because maybe they work a third shift, or maybe they're a night owl or something like that. They are up shopping my website while I am asleep. And when I get up in the morning, I have orders to fill. The only reason that or the only way that I've been able to do that is because I learned early on how do I shop. And this is very key for somebody like me. I am an online shopper. I would say 85 to 90% of everything that I purchase it online. I am not a person for going into a store. So my mindset was already formed when I first started the business and I started hearing about personal website, personal website, personal website. Oh, I'm in it to win it because I know that I am an avid online shopper. There are a lot of people that are avid online shoppers. So, how am I going to deny someone who has an obsession to shopping online? I like to sit on my phone. I like to sit behind my laptop or my iPad in the privacy of my own home, multitasking while I'm watching TV, cooking, cleaning, or whatever. And I can go on and order what I want from where I want. Imagine if I didn't have that website. I wouldn't have those orders coming in the middle of the night while I'm asleep. I wouldn't be able to tell someone, "Oh, I have these pieces. Go check out my website." On my website, you can, if you're looking for brown, you can sort the website and look for everything that's brown, and you can match your set. You can get you a nice ring, some earrings, a bracelet, a ring, all in that section brown if you're looking for brown. But without that website, when you shut down, if you go live tonight at 8 o'clock p.m. and you go from 8 to 9 or 8 to 10, when you shut your computer down, you shut your phone down, you have turned yourself off and made yourself inaccessible to anyone who was prowling the Facebook streets or the social media streets in the middle of the night. You've turned them off, and they're just going to go and shop with another paparazzi consultant, and you don't want that, right? That's not what you want. So, step two again is to assess what your needs are. If you know that your need is to have enough money to pay an insurance and a car payment, and those things are collectively in a month, I don't know, $500 or $600. You gotta know, you gotta have enough inventory to be able to make that $500 or $600. You can't wish up on making $500 when all you have are 20 pieces of accessories to sell. That's only going to get you $100. So assess what your needs are. Is the second step in gaining clarity about your financial situation as it pertains to your paparazzi business. Assess what your needs are. Do you have enough inventory to make the money that you say you want to make? And this is key. This is for everybody on my team. If you never heard nobody say it, maybe you have, you just missed it, or whatever the case may be. If you are working your business, and let's say you have enough of the inventory, and you got to make this thing cumulative, like, right? You can't make $20 today and then go take that $20 and go put it in your gas tank or go to McDonald's or whatever. And I'm not talking about somebody who has a true need. Like, that's what their need is. They made $20 today and they needed that because they needed to provide food for their family. But sometimes you got to make sacrifices, even when it comes to that. I'm talking, you sold $20 worth of jewelry today. You was on the wrong Facebook page. You probably was on my business page and not the team page. Um, but take that $20 that you made today and put that $20 in a can, in a bucket, under your mattress or whatever, somewhere away. Don't touch that $20. And let's say you take your jewelry to work tomorrow or whatever the case may be, and you sell how many ever pieces you're going to at work. And then you take that money and you put that to the side. Don't take it and spend it. If you got it balled up in your purse or something and you run it out to the store and you was like, oh, I just made, $40 when I was at work, so I'm gonna use this $40. You will eventually get frustrated because you're going to feel like you're not making the money from the business that you want to make from it. In all actuality, you are. You're just essentially stealing from yourself when you pinch off of it and take it, right? I would say put that money to the side. Whatever money you make in a week's time, take that money and put all of that money to the side. Don't touch it. Don't pinch off of it. Don't bite off of it. Don't do anything like that. Like, I'm telling you, I promise you, every dime that I have made from my sales in this, and since I've been with this company, I put it right back into this business. One time, one time I took myself, I did not have to. One time I took myself to go get a pedicure. And I was so happy. They put the little fruit and stuff in the water and all that. I did it just so that I can show myself that yes, I can reinvest in my business, buy my inventory, and do something for myself. I could have been paying myself, but This is just a deal that I made with myself, that I'm not gonna pay myself until I get to a point where I'm comfortable, where my customer base is where I need it to be, and all of those kinds of things. That's just something that is personal to me. But don't start robbing yourself until you can see the true benefit of the fact that you really can pay yourself and get some bills paid for real if you stop pinching off of that $5 here, $20 there, and all those kinds of things. Grab that money, save it, put it somewhere safe, and at the end of the week, count up how much money you made for that week, and then take that money that you gained from that week. Maybe you take 60% of it. I'm gonna take 100%, but maybe you take a percentage of it and you reinvest for your pieces that are coming the following week. And that keeps you from going into your house money, your paycheck money, in order to get those pieces. You're actually using the true money that you have made from your sales to thereby go and reinvest in your jewelry. Maybe you keep some of it. You take 60%, you put it back in your business, you take 40% and you put that to the side. That's your money for your cable bill. That's your money for your car note. You don't pinch it, you don't touch off of it. And then you keep re-upping. Each week you keep re-upping. You take your money, you wait till you get to the end of the week, you see how much you got, you take a percentage and you reinvest the following week, and you take that other smaller percentage. The bigger percentage you should be saving initially when your business starts off, the larger percentage should be going to reinvesting in your business. Because without the product, you are not going to have anything to sell to anybody to make any money. And it's just a numbers game, right? So that's step number two. The third and final step is to look at what your ultimate goal is and to make a plan. Planning is extremely important. If you are not someone who is accustomed to taking 5 minutes out of your life to write something down for yourself, you need to start taking those 5, 10 minutes and writing something down for yourself. Get a vision board, get a notebook. I have 3 notebooks, and I'm a paper person. And if something comes to my mind, I just got stuff everywhere. And between these 3 notebooks, I got a little ADD, y'all. My attention is bad. But I put my notes down and I can tell you, like, I can remember, okay, in that pink book, I wrote this, and this. But I have a reference point of some place where I can go when I was sitting up and, watching TV and a thought came to my mind and I needed to jot something down. You have to be able to visualize where it is that you want to go. Nothing is just going to happen. Nothing's going to happen by accident. It's not going to happen haphazardly. You have to know what your goals are, and then you have to attack it with a plan of action. Everything that I've been talking to you about tonight is nothing more than a plan of action. You know why you're doing what you're doing, right? You know what your goal is. Now you got to put some plans into action on how you're going to get that. I just explained that to you. If you know, stop pinching off your money, stop stealing from your business, stop stealing from yourself when you make 5, 10, 15, $20. Go. If you need to buy a loaf of bread, you buy a loaf of bread from the house money. Do not buy that loaf of bread from that $20 that you just made from selling on your job, right? Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. That is an easy way to become frustrated and to think. And you'll start to tell yourself that you're not making the advances that you would like to be making. And that's just a falsehood. The flaw in that is that you are taking from your profits. You are taking from the money that you're actually realizing, but you can't see it because you're spending off of it as soon as you get it. So kind of don't do that. So that's make a plan, stick to your plan. Once you are able to tackle paying that cable bill, let's say you take one bill, focus on one bill that you say, I want this business to pay off my Visa credit card. Once you have tackled and your business has afforded you the ability to pay off that credit card. If you put these principles and practices into place that I'm telling you, stop stealing from yourself, stop pinching off of that money, save it, put it to the side, and reinvest the larger portion. If you got to do percentages, especially when your business is first beginning, if you're going to do a 60-40 split, I wouldn't suggest do 50-50. Again, I've been doing 100 back into my business, back into my inventory. But if you do 60-40, if you do 70-30, don't deviate from it. Don't change up on it, because without this business, with like what is it that you would have done in that situation if you found yourself in a situation? Now this also apply, I mean, means that you use your common sense. If there's something major going on in your life or whatever, and you got to use money for something, but I'm talking about normal everyday, that haphazard, you just sold, $20 worth of jewelry to Joni, and then you go in that pocket and it's like, oh, I want some Timmy Chan's or some Wendy's or whatever. Don't do that, right? You want to be able to see the fruits of your labor. Um, if Joni and Sandra, if y'all have any questions, please talk to me. I can see your questions. There's a little bit of a delay when it comes here on my laptop from the streaming device that I'm using. But by all means, if you have any questions, let me know. But once you have gotten to the point where you have tackled and you say, okay, I've been able to make enough money for the past couple of months to pay my cable bill or to pay this Visa credit card, then like increase that. Like you should be growing each and every time with the different funnels and ways that you are getting your jewelry out there. And it takes time. There is no magic wand that people are out there waving and all that kind of stuff. I had to start from the ground up. And I'll be putting out other videos about what things that I did. And I'll tell you briefly, basically, I just told people what I needed them to do and where I needed them to be. I didn't I didn't know any other way. I didn't know anything, right? Because I wasn't on social media. So before I went live and I put my scary goal out there to go live every hour on the hour for 12 hours on Memorial Day Eve, uh, like a crazy woman. I got on the phone with everybody I knew and that I knew that loved me and that would support me. I don't care if you buy anything. I just don't want to look crazy sitting in front of a phone talking to it. Like y'all don't know how many times I got in front of my phone and talked to my phone, and my husband thought I was crazy. I was like, who sits in front of their phone and talks to their phone and ain't nobody there? So I said, Mama, sister, I told my children, I got 3 children, the girls at work, I need for y'all to come on to this page. I don't care if you don't buy anything, just knowing that there was a familiar person there. That's all I needed. I told my daughter to tell her friends. Joni, John, I told all of them, did y'all tell John, everybody, just come on and just watch me so I don't look so crazy. Like that was, and that turned into just people telling people, hey, Trese on Facebook now, and come watch her, come watch her, come watch her. And that has been my business page has been a huge game changer for my business. Not going live on my personal page, but actually going live and doing business on my business page, because that business page is much more far reaching than that personal page ever could have been. Like my personal page is probably back being dead or whatever, because I do most of my business dealings on my business page, and I had no idea. I am here to tell you, I had no idea what it was going to do, how it was going to do it, how I was going to work on my business page. I'm still learning through ways of working on my business page. All I know is that I listen to people who are making 6 figures in this business to what they said do, and that's what I did. I listen to everything they say, and that's another thing. You can't go listening to everybody and then not putting some stuff into action. You can't like be like, okay, well, I heard that a time or two. I heard this, I heard that, I heard that, I heard that. If you keep hearing the same thing over and over, as old as I am, there has to be some validity to it. There has to be some truth to it. And now Like I've had my website almost from the very beginning. I started working on and developing my website. I was at Square, first of all, because it was free. It was free 99. And when you first start in a business, you don't want to put a lot of money into a lot of things because you're trying to make money and you're growing your inventory. But Square was free 99, but it was very limited. And as my inventory started to grow, and because remember, I always think big picture and big, I quickly turned over to Shopify. It's just $29 a month, but it's $29 a month worth it to me because that $29 a month, I can sell 6 pieces of jewelry and make that $30 and pay that off, and I'm done. Boom. And when I wake up in the morning and I got messages on my phone, and I have orders that I gotta go fill, um, those are the only numbers that I care about. Like that, it makes sense. So it makes business sense for me to have invested in that Shopify store because it's a bigger platform, and the functionality of it is just a little bit better than the Square store was. So um, you want to first go over the steps again to explain. You want to know what your why is, know why it is you're doing what you're doing, know what it is that you want to gain out of your business, and then you want to assess what your needs are. Find out, pick something. If you haven't picked something to this point, pick something and focus on it. Focus your business around that. Pick a bill and focus your business around meeting the needs of that particular bill, whatever it is. You know, don't don't go and say you want to pay off your $1,000. You want your business when your inventory is very low. Don't go saying that you want to pay your $1,000 car note when you don't have enough inventory, to make that much money to pay that. So start off low, pick it, and stick with it. For the next 3 months, I challenge you, pick something in your business, in your home that you wanted to provide for so that you can see. The purpose of that test is so that you can see that your business actually is working for you and that you actually are making money. And then you can go from there. Stop stealing from yourself. Don't pinch off your money. Leave that money alone. It's going to be all right. God going to provide. He going to take care of everything. That way you can see it. And then make a plan. If you are not a writer, if you are not a jotter, um, why? What you say? It makes sense why. What in essence? What's your plan? Oh, why? What? And assess what your plan. Yes, you have to find out what your why is, and your why can evolve. Your why can change like completely. Like right, your small why. And I know, Joni, you missed the beginning. I didn't start off with a why. I just get the jewelry for $2.75. But when I started to see, when I started to open up my mind and invest myself into what this business can actually do, and not get myself caught up into watching this person sell and watching that person sell or whatever. Like me personally, I am not going to watch someone. I call it my sideline, I call it my upline, and I call it my downline. I'm going to watch what my downline is doing, right? Because those are the people that are coming behind me. And I'm going to pour into you and I'm going to teach you everything it is that I know. If you're ready to run and you're ready to get it, let's go and let's get it, right? But then I have my people who are on my sideline. Those may be my team members that are on, the same level with me or whatever. I'm not that person who is always going to be like watching what they're doing unless they are the kind of person that's on the same path with me, right? Because I don't want to get sidestepped and I don't want to get sidetracked. I don't want to get off of my game because I'm watching too much of what the people that's on my sideline are doing. But you better believe the people that are in my upline, the people that are already in the position that I want to be in, oh yeah, those are the people that I'm paying attention to. I have to because I'm trying to get to where they are. If I'm just paying attention to everybody that's here with me, where are we going? What are we doing with one another? That's if they are not on the same mindset with you. Some people that are on my sideline, yes, We do have the same mindset, and we hungry and we eager and we're trying to get it. But I do not invest my time into just watching other consultants' videos and all of that kind of stuff. I watch training videos and I implement as I train. And that's what I hope you ladies are doing on my team. Implement as you learn. You don't have to sit, you don't have to wait. You have 24-hour access to me. I'm kind of a insomniac. I try to get in the bed, but when I'm in the bed, I'm always thinking. Hence, notes. I am a note writer. Don't ever get offended about notes or whatever, because I can flip through some pages and be like, okay, hold on, hold on. I wrote something down about that, and we can talk about it. If you're not a writer, if you're not a planner, I challenge you, start writing and start planning so that you can see it. So that you can see it. Right? So that's it. Um, the goal for tonight was just to break down a little bit and give you those three little steps into gaining clarity for your business and your finances a little bit as it relates to your business. But the key to being successful in this business is buying your inventory, selling it, and reinvesting. Selling it and reinvesting. Selling it and reinvesting. If you don't have the pieces to sell, the people are going to go somewhere else and get it from somebody who does have it. You have got to develop a plan. Make it 60-40, make it 70-30. Stop stealing from yourself, stop pinching off of that money, and reinvest. Put it down on paper. If you got to get real elementary, if you got to get sticky notes, if you got to get a tablet, a diary, or whatever, something that's personal to you in some code language that only you understand, whatever the case may be. Do y'all have any other questions for me? If there is anything that you feel like you are struggling with, if there's anything that you would like more information on, put it in the comments and I can make that my next training video. I am going to be making a video on my journey and how in 6 weeks time I hit life of the party bronze before convention of last year, and how within the first 6 months of this papa year I've already hit gold. I will lay out specifically those things that I did, but I am telling you from the bottom of my heart, I sold my jewelry and I reinvested. I sold my jewelry and I reinvested because I couldn't have been able to make the money to buy. And I've been out of work since January 3rd. I don't start my new position until February the 3rd. This has been the litmus test of all tests. This month, these 3 weeks that I'm working in right now, it has been a huge game changer for me. Even though I knew I was on the right track, I definitely know that I'm on the right track because every dime that I have made in selling my jewelry, whether it's been wall drops, whether it has been from my website, whether it's been from my Facebook lives, has been purely from my sales that I have reinvested back into my inventory. Not a dime has come out of my household. Not one red cent has come out of my household. Every last bit of the accessories and the inventory that I bought since January 3rd up until now has been based on my sales and my sales alone. And my Shopify report, I would tell you, because there is no shame in my game, I will tell you exactly right now what my Shopify, and this I have pending invoices that have not been paid. But I will tell you what this month my sales has nothing to do with my pending invoices. I went live last night. People shopped today. I haven't reconciled. I haven't fulfilled in some. Thank you. You sell here and there. Who is that? My Shopify report as of this day is $2,350 in sales this month. That's what my Shopify report. $2,350. So it can be done, but in order for you to be able to make that kind of money in sales, you have got to have the product. You've got to have the product. Like, and some of us, like, some people start off slow because you may not know what it is that you want to do. I had no idea. God's honest truth, I had no idea. But it didn't take me long to find out. And when I found out, it's like I'm like, what? You can do what? I didn't know anything about bling bosses. I didn't know anything about LOP ranks. I didn't know anything about fashion fix. I didn't know anything like that. I didn't know that people can make 6 and 7 figures in this business. I had no clue. But whole child, when I found out, it was music to my ears, and you think I'm not going to go out there and get it? And if there is anyone that is listening, if you have any information, if you've been thinking about the paparazzi business, you're looking for a consultant, joining with a consultant is the only way you can get in. And it's designed that way so that you can learn from the people who are already doing it. We have a huge promotion going on this month. We got a few days left where you get additional pieces in your starter kits. So if all of my information will be in the down bar below. If you are catching this on YouTube, I'd like for you to please like, subscribe, turn that notification bell on so that you can be notified of whenever I go live. All of my Facebook information will be down below. I go live every Sunday and Wednesday at 8 p.m. Central Standard Time. I will not be going live next Sunday because that's Super Bowl. And I'm just going to Super Bowl party to eat because nobody that I wanted to be in the Super Bowl is in the Super Bowl. How about that? So if that's it, Joni, Sandra, if you ladies don't have any questions for me, I am going to go ahead and end this video session. And you always have access to me. You have any questions, Joni? I'm looking forward to heading on to EMP. It's time to go to EMP, baby. We are going to EMP in Dallas this Friday. It's like a paparazzi's little mini convention, and I cannot wait. I'm gonna do it up. So I think that's it. Um, remember, YouTube, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on that notification bell. Pop on over to Facebook and follow me on my business page. I will have all of my information down below so that you can have access to me. Good night, everyone. Love you.